Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, hey folks, I'm Platter Video Series videos I've been doing for the while now. I go over there, chop food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, and folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that at the time I'm doing this, folks, boy am I hungry. So let's get to the review. But we're gonna get to that in a moment. Yes, indeed, folks, that's the format of the show. I go over there, I try some stuff with the old mouth parts, and then I talk about it with the mouth parts that I was previously eating it with, sometimes simultaneously eating it with, because I'm not the most couth individual, is what I meant to say there. But yeah, doing it inside the truck, whilst I'm doing it inside the truck, I'm wearing a cool shirt. Folks, when I wear cool shirts, I like to highlight the cool shirt. What cool shirt am I wearing today, folks? Boom, I'm rocking my Judo Master shirt. Look, that's Judo Master. He's getting the shit kicked out of him by the Acrobat. I've worn this shirt in some of my other videos. Judo Master, he's an old comic books character. Not super old, not like Superman old or anything. I think he came out in, I want to say, the 70s, from a company called Charlton Comics, which has not been in existence for a very long time. But pretty much all their characters, with the exception of, I think, one, are owned by DC. So, it's also where the whole Watchmen thing came from. Originally, the hell's his name? Creepy old wizard. I can't think of his name. But the guy who came up with the Watchmen, originally he wanted to use the Charlton characters. But, DC wasn't super keen on him using those characters that they just acquired, so he had to come up with different versions of them. So that's why you had, like, Rorschach was originally intended to be portrayed by, The Question, and, Asmodeus was supposed to be Peter Can Thunderbolt. Anyway, nerdy freaking comic book stuff. What the hell am I trying for y'all today, folks? I was talking about being hungry. Well, folks, we're doing, boom! It's from Jimmy John's. It specifically is a brand new sandwich for a limited time only. It is the Caprese Salami Pesto sandwich. Now, folks, if you watch my videos, you know that I've been going over there. I've been on an adventure of sandwich proportions, okay? I've been going to lots of different sandwich places, trying out different sub sandwiches. I have an entire playlist for sub sandwiches called Subs for Subs. That details every place that I've been to, and one of the places that I've been to was Jimmy John's. I went to Jimmy John's some months back. I tried their Cubano sandwich. I was not particularly impressed, but this one seemed interesting. Plus, it seemed like, okay, I'll give them another shot. We'll see what their other offerings have to offer. This seemed like as good a time as any. So, let's go over. Oh, okay, that's a little bit of a messy sandwich. You go back in the sandwich. Okay. Boom! Sandwich. Sandwich. So, yeah, like I said, this is a limited time one. It is, it's tomato, balsamic glaze, basil pesto, oregano basil, oil, onion, mayo. Oh, wait, blah, blah, blah. I messed up the thing. And then there's also salami in it. So, yeah, it sounds decent enough. I wish they would have cut my sandwich. I didn't ask for it, to be fair, but I typically, when I get sub sandwiches, they just cut them when they're this size. But anyway, let's try sub from Jimmy John's. I said, hey, I'm hoping that they redeem themselves. It's decent. It's decent. Right off the bat, I'm going to say I'm not super impressed with the bread. Usually, when you get a sub, you get some really nice thick French bread. This is very thin French bread. And it really doesn't feel... It doesn't really taste... Like, I'm not saying it tastes bad or anything, but the bread is like a really integral part to a really good sub. This is very okay bread. It's not bad, but it's nothing special. And unfortunately, that's a big part of a sub. And especially because, you know, I mean, this is a relatively flat sub. Yeah, you're getting some good stuff in there, and I'll get to that. But, yeah, man, I'm, okay. It's just very okay. The best part for me is the balsamic glaze. It's nice. It's a very deep flavor, and it almost has like a fruitiness to it. That part I like quite a bit. It's definitely better at the bottom than it is at the top. Which, to be fair, that's actually probably most sub sandwiches, because you get the stuff kind of pooling at the bottom. You definitely get the most flavor there. That's where you get more of the lettuce, more of the tomato, more of the onion. I'll give them credit. I'm not a big onion guy, but the onion in this actually works pretty well. They did a good job. It's a little bit much for me, but it's within a sustainable range. I mean, it's got a decent amount of flavor to it, but I don't really feel like what it's doing is really highlighting itself very well. The balsamic is definitely the strongest flavor. The salami, I mean, it's really thin salami. Really thin. So, I mean, even just on its own, with nothing else, you literally just saw me do it, it's just too thin, man. You're really not getting much of a hit. It's... It's not a bad sandwich. Let me emphasize that right now. I'm not hating my experience with it, but by that same token, I'm not loving it. It's very okay. Especially with the fact that, like, when I did my previous Jimmy John's video on the Cubano sandwich, that was really me working against the Cubano, not their whole menu. Thing is, now I've had a lot more time to try different places, so I have a much bigger sampling size than I originally did. And that really hurts Jimmy John's for me, because I've been to so many places where I live, whether it's the chain locations like Potbelly, Jersey Mike's, what are some of the other ones? I can't think of it. But, or the smaller, more local ones where you've got, like, Sereno's, even Firehouse subs. The problem is that Jimmy John's just not that great. I mean, the ingredients taste okay. It has some flavor to it, but you don't get a lot. The bread is really insubstantial, which honestly probably helps in this case, because you're not getting a lot of salami, and you're getting some Caprese in it, and that's good, but it's just not that great, man. It feels, I mean, it's a chain location, and it feels like it. It tastes like it's a chain location. Whereas comparatively, when I go to Jersey Mike's, when I go to Potbelly's, even Which, they feel like a sub place. Not a proper, like deli, but like they feel like a sub place. Jimmy John's feels like to me, they feel like a fast food sub place. They're better than, they're definitely better than Subway. I'll give them that much. But that is really damning with faint praise. For me, I was hoping that this would really go over there and kind of up their numbers for me and create greater appreciation, because I want these things to be really good. They're basically in the same spot. They're better than Subway. That's about it. I can't really say that any other place that I've had so far. Well, that's not true. I have one other place that is presently my lowest, but I haven't even posted those videos yet, and it's not a chain location, but that one will be up eventually. But yeah, I mean, it's not a bad experience. It's an okay tasting sandwich, but you don't really feel like you're getting a lot, and it doesn't feel like the things that need to be highlighted are being highlighted. Final two things, or rather, two things have to be asked, though. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? No and no. I don't. The problem for me is there's way better locations, so why? I mean, yeah, this is a limited time sandwich, and usually I tell people, give it a shot, it's limited time. I mean, if you want to, but fundamentally, I don't find it to be a particularly exceptional sandwich or anything. I don't feel like it's worthy of being a, limited time special item. It's very okay. Sorry. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of months, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, you can go there and have yourselves a truly not Jimmy John's-tastic rest of your life. I'm sorry, I'm sure there's folks. I still have another sandwich to try of theirs. My opinion could be swayed, but at this moment, you know what? Have yourself a Jersey Mike's rest of your life. They're just better. They just are. I've reviewed some of their stuff on my channel. Final 2 things, folks. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, that's not always the easiest thing to do in the world. Trust me, I know. But find yourselves in situations that are frustrating or stressful or aggravating. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there and maybe you're going to go out and you're going to get yourself a Jimmy John's sandwich, right? Because maybe you remember the commercials from like the early to mid 2000s. Jimmy John's, freaky fast, freaky good. Not freaky fast, not freaky good. And I think you're probably going to agree with me, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you really like Jimmy John's, and that's perfectly fine. You can go over there and Jimmy John it up. Going over there, come up with a whole new dance called the Jimmy John. I don't know if it'll catch on like a, like a nationwide thing, but maybe regionally. Maybe you're from like Massachusetts or something, and they're looking for a new dance. You bring the Jimmy John. There we go. Or conversely, just try a different place that is a Jimmy John's. Unless it's Subway. Bye!